Vladimir Klitschko to win. And I honestly want to say a late stoppage. I give credit to Bryant Jennings. I think he's game. I think he has tough heart. You know what I mean? He's a Philly guy. You can't count Philly guys out. It may even go the decision. A guy with 63 fights or 60 plus fights versus a guy with less than 20 fights at this level is just hard for me to pick against a guy with 60 plus fights and that's been a champion and defended 17 consecutive times. For Bryant Jennings to be successful, he has to get in on the inside and rough Klitschko up and have that crazy work rate, you know what I'm saying, to the point where Klitschko don't have time to think, and he doesn't force a tie up, you know what I mean? And the thing is, it's hard to get past that piston jab that Klitschko has. You know what I mean? You're probably gonna eat shots which could knock you down trying to force your way on the inside. That's what happens when a tall guy fights tall. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. I'm back with my post-fight review, Klitschko-Jennings, and it was a good fight. I really enjoyed myself, and I also think it's the type of fight where there truly are no losers. Jennings did better than most people expected, and Klitschko, he showed that he was a champion, especially in those championship rounds. So I'm going to give my breakdown. As you guys know, I'll give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. Now, it feels good that my prediction streak is right back. I did tell you that I don't see Klitschko losing. I said a late stoppage or a decision, which it did turn out to be a decision. And, I mean, this wasn't really a hard prediction. I think the experience definitely played a part. But you got to give credit to Bye Jennings. I think I told you in the video, my prediction video, you can't count a Philly guy out. And I think he passed a lot of people's expectations in this particular fight. He fought tough, and he even exposed some vulnerabilities in Klitschko. And it's funny because I've done videos in the past where I said I want to see Deontay Wilder versus Vladimir Klitschko. And people said I was stupid because Klitschko has looked so dominant. But in those videos, the reason that I said I wanted to see Wilder is because he's someone that can match Klitschko in the height department. He's not being blown out of the water like a 6-foot guy versus tall ass Klitschko who's like 6'6", maybe even pushing 6'7". You know what I mean? Deontay Wilder is tall, and the thing that I like is I think he's also very athletic. A lot of people don't give him credit, but he showed you some of that in the Stavern fight, and he can move. He's like he weighs probably like 220 to 230 fight weight, and that's also closer to Klitschko, who weighed in at 241, I think, in this particular fight. So he can match him in the height department pretty close. In the weight department, he's not being outweighed 50 pounds like a Steve Cunningham or somebody like that would. And he has power. I think he has more cracks than Bye Jennings. But back to the fight at hand. I think Bye Jennings, he definitely looked good in the fight. It was an easy fight for me to score. I can't really see Jennings winning. I know at the post-fight he said he thought it was too wide and it was a lot closer. But really the reason that I had Klitschko comfortably winning, even with the point deduction, he did lose a point for the clinch. And I know Klitschko is pissed because this is his first fight in America, and his dirty veteran kind of sneaky tactics, he was getting called for it. The ref wasn't playing. The ref kept saying, no clinch, don't push him, don't push off, don't clinch. You know what I'm saying? And he did give Klitschko several opportunities to change that. But aside from that, the reason I had him comfortably winning is although in those early rounds, it was kind of like a Lamont Peterson versus Danny Garcia, except Danny Garcia in this fight, which is Vladimir Klitschko, was more effective, whereas Danny Garcia looked just out of place, and you know what I'm saying, Lamont Peterson looked super slick. But what I mean is Jennings was digging himself a hole. Like, it was a risky game plan, and this is the crazy part about game plans like this. If you're down by 5 to 6 rounds and you're going in against the champion, it almost solidifies the fact that you need a knockout late to get the win. You know what I'm saying? So I never am a fan of giving up rounds. You know what I'm saying? Especially like 5 to 6. And I thought Klitschko, he was keeping him at bay with his jab. He had like a left that he kept throwing. He didn't get off with his right as much as I expected him to. But anyway, it was most of those early rounds where Jennings was doing a great job of being athletic, giving him different looks, using some upper body head movement, and staying out of position of getting like destroyed and hurt early. That was good. But the flip side to that coin is you got to throw some meaningful offense. Otherwise, you're letting somebody outbox and outpoint you. That's why it's a risky game plan. So because of that and the championship rounds, I thought Klitschko clearly won rounds 11 and 12, especially 12. It looked like Jennings was hurt, and then you could see him towards the end of the round start backing up. Like he was hurt. I'm pretty sure he was hurt in the 12th round. He just caught some flush rights, and Klitschko had a trouble like throwing those rights early, but he caught him with some hard shots in the 11th and 12th round. So I think Klitschko did what champions do, close the show. But it was a lot tougher than a lot of people expected and anticipated. Again, Bryant Jennings, his stock doesn't go down by this performance. He was a guy who really came in with nothing to lose. He had no amateur experience, or not a lot of amateur experience, going in against a guy with 17 previous title defenses, hasn't been knocked out in God knows how long, and is taller than him, outweighs him and everything. So if anything, that performance, it helped him. It gave him good experience at a top level, and it shows that he can compete. I mean, you can do all that with Klitschko and not get knocked out, even get on the inside. It shows he can compete and make good fights with any of them dudes at heavyweight. Amir Mansour, Deontay Wilder's, Tyson Fury's. I would actually like to see something like that. Tyson Fury versus Bryant Jennings. That's a good fight to me. But I really want to see Deontay Wilder versus Klitschko. I think, like I said, the athleticism bothered. Now, the thing is, Bryant Jennings, again, he's a Philly dude. This motherfucker's tough. He's tough as nails because he got hit with some shit, some heat in certain spots, and that would have melted a lot of fighters, and he just ate it and started talking shit. I'm like, okay. So that's the thing that's intriguing. I think Wilder has more power than Deontay Wilder has more power than Jennings, in my opinion. But I don't know if his chin can hold up to some of the shots that Bye Jennings was taking. You know what I'm saying? So that makes it a good fight. I'm not saying who's win. I'm not doing a prediction unless that fight is being made. But it is an intriguing fight based on the actual statistics with Deontay Wilder, height, weight, power versus power, and that kind of stuff, reach. That's a good fight. But I like Bryant Jennings. I told you that in my prediction video. The sky's the limit for him. He can still make good fights, and he didn't really lose much. He was a game effort, and he did better than literally anybody of note. You know what I'm saying? They were saying Povetkin and Pulev would be Klitschko's toughest opponents, and he ate them dudes up. It wasn't even really competitive. Then you got a guy with tons of heart the size of Philadelphia, and he goes the distance with them and takes some heat and doesn't get knocked out. So the guys that were supposed to be Klitschko's biggest Lepai and all them shits, that was supposed to be Klitschko's biggest challenge with, you know what I mean, some of them dudes had a lot of pro level and amateur experience. They turned out not to be the guys to trouble him the most. So I'm definitely going to check both fighters' next fights. Klitschko did show he didn't look as invincible in this particular fight, and you got to give that credit to Bryant Jennings for using that movement, keeping him off balance, and Klitschko even said it post-fight. So it was a good fight. I enjoyed it. I like to see the heavyweight division back. Let me know what you guys want to see. You want to see Cannon Briggs, let's go champ, versus Bye Jennings? You want to see him fight Vladimir? Do you want to see Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder versus Klitschko? Let me know what you guys want to see next. I enjoyed myself. Not really the HBO commentary. I fuck with Roy Jones though, but the commentary is kind of lousy tonight, like always. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like my video. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, is Ego signing off.